Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And this morning, we have around 3 stories just to touch on briefly. But before we go into that, just want to tell you, upon the hearing of my voice this morning, that once you are able to open your eyes this morning, there's so much to give God thanks for. So many people went to bed last night with the dreams and aspiration of getting up this morning and did not make it. But once our eyes are open, we have to thank God that we are numbered among the living. Well, the first story we want to talk about. There was an incident that happened in August 12, where a man called Richard Jimmy Baker in Glendevon was killed. And a young lady was caught by the police in that incident. Her name is Sudeen Hilton. The getaway car was intercepted by the police, and Hilton, along with a few men, were caught. Now, she was actually charged for murder, and according to the Jamaica Gleaner this morning, it says Sudeen Hilton, the St. James woman charged for the August 12 shooting death of Richard Jimmy Baker in Glendevon community, narrowly escaped death this morning after coming under attack by heavily armed gunmen. The gunmen launched the attack shortly after Hilton left the Ramble police station in Hanover, where she had reported as a condition of her bail. It is reported that Hilton and other persons were traveling in a motor car along the Mount Peter Main Road in Hanover when a motorcycle with 2 men overtook the vehicle and traveled ahead. When the car came around the corner, the vehicle was confronted by the 2 men who opened fire at the occupants with rifles. The driver of the car stopped the vehicle and the occupants jumped out and ran into nearby bushes. When the shooting subsided, the men returned to the motorcycles and sped away. It was later discovered that Hilton suffered a bullet to one of her legs. A police investigator said that based on intelligence gathered at the scene, it is believed that shots may have been fired from the car as spent shells from a handgun were found near the vehicle. Hilton is on bail in relation to the killing of Baker, has reportedly been ordered to reside out of St. James as a condition of her bail. Now you see how a woman can get themselves caught up in these madness. A lot of times you would hear about man being caught up, man killing man, but a lot of times women are the main orchestrators behind some of these killings. And Hilton luckily escaped serious injuries. And based on what we know in Jamaica have a culture where once they come for you one time and don't get you, they're coming again. Now, she's now living outside of St. James and she's all the way in Hanover. And these gunmen know that she was reporting to the police station at a certain time and decided to take her out. So you can see how in this gangster lifestyle, information is all over the place. Because 1, she doesn't reside in St. James anymore. 2, she's going to report to the police station in the Ramble police station. 3, who knows what time she will be reporting. Exactly the time. So it's either these men have intelligence or they were sitting down waiting for her. But clearly, based on what we gather and what we believe, some information was passed on. That's why these men could be able to attack the car. But based on what happened here, Hilton would be lucky if she actually stays alive to go to court. But her best bet right now, based on what we observe in Jamaica, is that she'll be locked away. If she's locked away, she might be far safer than being out on the road. But this is the life of a gangster. gangster man or gangster woman, you have to deal with the consequences of your action. And she luckily escaped with her life yesterday. The other bit of news I want to talk about is also in St. James, where the police are reporting that Jafel Doman, who was wanted for murder, was arrested by detectives assigned to the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, popularly known as CTOC, during an operation in Darling Street, Westmoreland. The operation was conducted at about 4:30 at a house in the area. The police say Doman, otherwise called Bimmer, who is from Barrett Hall in St. James, was apprehended. They say 4 other persons who were also at the house were taken into custody for harboring him. The police are reminding the public that it's an offense to harbor fugitives. Now, this goes to show you how mobile these criminals are. He is from Barrett Hall in St. James, and he was caught in Darling Street in Westmoreland. That's another parish. So what these criminals do, they migrate to other parishes, infiltrate other parishes, then they leave and go somewhere else. So instead of St. James alone having the violence, Westmoreland is having the violence too, because that person would have left St. James, gone to Westmoreland, and behave as if he's a top man, and he infiltrate the youngsters there, and then you know what's happening. It's just like when they go to prison and they form a network where a man in Kingston meets a man in prison from Westmoreland. They make links. So when you find it is so difficult sometimes to track the crime because persons from Westmoreland come to Kingston to help his friend carry out an act, and the one from Kingston goes to Westmoreland to help his friend carry out an act. But you know what? I believe that one day, whichever government is in power will get it right. Because we cannot continue like this. Doman, charged for murder, being harbored by 4 other persons. I hope those persons will be slapped with a heavy fine to send a message to people that harboring is a criminal offense. But, you know, sometimes persons have to learn, because more than one time we have heard this, that to harbor a fugitive is a criminal offense. But some people, they like the gangsters around them. And they don't know that when you're harboring this criminal and other gunmen get an idea that he's there and they come there, every person in the house will be under attack. Every person's lives will be at risk. The gunman ain't coming there to say he's looking for Doman alone. He's coming there with the intention to get Doman and anybody around him. Well, let me know what you think in the comment section. The final bit of news, we want to give you an update on the 6-year-old Timora McCollum, who was killed in Tex Lane. And the Jamaica Gleaner is reporting a 55-year-old man has been charged with the murder of 6-year-old girl on Tex Lane after reportedly confessing to the crime. Well, in all fairness, he had no other option. James Smith, who is of Tex Lane in Kingston, has also been charged with illegal possession of a firearm and ammunition. About 4 o'clock on Monday, Smith was reportedly repairing an illegal firearm when a round of ammunition was discharged, hitting Timora McCollum of Solitaire Road, Kingston. She later died at the hospital. Smith fled the community but was later caught by residents. Now, at 55-year-old, you are caught up in the height of criminality. Now, I hope the sentence that you get, you will never see the light of day again. Because no matter how hard or severe the penalties will be for James Smith, 6-year-old Timora McCollum will never return to her parents. Despite the mob beating James Smith, it will never return Timora McCollum. The lessons that should have been learned in this incident is that whenever you see people like these operating the way James Smith did, find a police who you can confide in. Find someone in high authority who you can confide in and let them have the information. Because next time, another Timora McCullum will be a victim. Our children are not living to their true potential. Their lives are being robbed by criminal elements, especially in these inner city communities. We need to put a stop to this. When I was growing up, it was mainly elderly people died. Now, especially to crime, nobody is exempted. The vulnerable, the ladies, the kids, all susceptible to these criminals. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. So as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Until next time, stay safe. Look out for a neighbor, look out for a loved one. Look out for the children. And most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.